Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notifications so you are gonna be notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all showing me here with. I am super grateful, and you are too sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and this is an update. And you all remember the video I posted sometime about a young man saying that, why do women turn down nice men? That the women that turn down nice men deserves to be, And that video did not sit well with a lot of people. I mean, black women, not just only black women, everybody, white women, colored women, everybody all came out to speak against it. Some were like, oh my goodness, like, I don't feel safe being in the same space, like, being on the same TikTok with him and all that. And then, while this was going on, a lot of people actually liked that video. You heard me right. So many people. So who were the people that liked that video? So eventually, black women were, and other women were like, they do not trust men because of things like this and all that. So a particular black man actually made a video saying that why is it that, like, why did you all go around texting the boy's mother and all that? So he was like, you women shouldn't have, like, gone far texting the mother. Like, are you for real? And that we men were already on it. Like, I don't know why he made it like, it was all about him. It was all about men instead of women. And this is more like what women go through. Like, most of the women who has been assaulted and all that, it's all happened by people they trust and all that. For him making it look like it is not about women, it is about him, really got a lot of people talking. And then I'm just gonna roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it, and I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you all think in the comments. So straight up, let me roll that.
Hey, so real quick, I want to touch on this subject real quick. Ladies, I saw y'all making certain videos that I'm not okay with. When it comes to Megamind, we was already on him. Do not do this whole thing where it's all men. The men specifically, we were already on him. It got so bad that somebody actually found his mama, messaged his mama about him. All I'm saying is almost every man that you can think of has responded to this situation in support of you, like we do every other time. We did not let what came out of his mouth slide. Everything that he said has been not only documented, but it's been reported on. Again, I am making this clear because there are certain women on this app right now trying to use this shit to attack us as a whole. I'm gonna say it again, ladies. We are on your side. We're not even letting him walk a mile. So ladies, again, this man said some horrible things to women. And not only did we find out where he lives, we know who he is, where he works, we know who his mama is. Ladies, all I'm saying is this. I am not going to show who was doing it. I don't want nobody to feel like they're being attacked. But all I'm saying is this. We are supporting you. We love you. We are doing everything we can to look out for you. We found out where he lives, where he works, who his mother is. We are doing better and more work than the CIA right now for you. All I'm asking, please do not allow whatever this is to dictate how you feel about the rest of us. Because as of right now, we are tearing up the world for you. I just wanted to make that clear, lady. And I know it's not all of y'all. I know it's not. I know exactly who it is. But I just want y'all to know how much we actually care. And we are showing you that we care. And I just want y'all to see that. Please do not allow whatever this is to dictate how you feel about the rest of us. Because as of right...
What's up? So it's very concerning and strange to see this response from you, which is a result of seeing videos of women talking about the situation with Rashid and his videos about women who have turned him down should be essayed. And you didn't show the videos, you didn't name any of the women creators, and that's because you're aware that your followers will swarm their accounts. But I'm sure making a proper assumption that, like the videos were saying, it's all men until it's none, that men never do enough to call out abusers, and men don't hold men accountable enough, right? Nothing's changed. Nothing's new. But what is strange to me is how you are framing where these women are coming from. You said that there are women on this app, there are some women on this app who are trying to use this ish to attack us, men, as a whole. And referring to the part of your video I stitched, you said, please don't allow whatever this is to dictate how you feel about the rest of us. Your commentary insinuates that women are not speaking from a place of historical experience, not just experience, but just facts, history that's been recorded, statistics, that their responses are rooted just from Rashid. And what I want to bring to attention is your second follow-up video to a comment you got from a woman who said men don't hold each other accountable. So again, thanking you for your video. And you told her that this is not accurate. Her comment is not accurate. You said there are a lot of men who get hurt by women too. Essentially, you're all eyes mattering this. And I want to point out this part of your video right here, where you said statistics that we've had come out recently. There are a lot of things we thought that weren't true that are definitely true now. Again, the concern is you made it as if the women that you saw, the women that are talking about this issue with Rashid, as if they're micro, that their responses are rooted in Rashid, because you really emphasize that women shouldn't use the situation with Rashid to attack men, right? But you revealed that your perspective is not coming from micro, because not only were you referencing the women's videos that you saw, that you didn't name because you wanted to protect them, but you're also now mentioning statistics. So you have now made it macro. You have shown that this is a pattern, that it's not just based on one thing. It's not based on those women. So it's strange that you're not doing the same understanding. You're not adding the same context to those women's videos that you saw, as if they're not also speaking from history and statistics and how this is yet again another man doing this type of thing. Which begs the question of, why did those videos of those women that you saw critiquing Rashid and applying it to men, why did it cause the response from you that it did? And I'll end it by saying that I compare this to Derek Chauvin and George Floyd, where you had palm-colored people and you had officers. I follow quite a few conservative officers on like Facebook, Instagram and stuff, and I've seen them do character assassinations and justify the unaliving of us, right? But this was the first time I ever saw them all condemn and say that this was wrong of what happened to George Floyd. All of them. And so I compare this to if a palm-colored person were to say, oh, look, see, the majority of us came together and said that was wrong, what happened to George Floyd. Like, it's not all of us. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't change what has always been happening and the seriousness of the issue. Trying to say, look, there's good ones out here. That does nothing for the situation. That doesn't make us feel better. It doesn't, because nothing has changed. So when it comes to this situation of Rashid, men responded because he was explicit. Men responded because he said the quiet part out loud. You've seen that meme, that diagram with the iceberg? Usually it's about palm-colored supremacy. At the bottom is like lynching and N-word and stuff. Maybe the N-word's in the middle. But then at the top, it's like being told that you're so articulate. Or being told that you should stop resisting. Those are at the top, right? Those are dog whistles. Rashid was at the bottom. So when it comes to saying that men don't hold men accountable, men don't respond to situations the way that they need to, that they should, that women explain, men don't respond when the dog whistles of misogyny are said. It is a dog whistle when men say, today's women just aren't as feminine. It's a dog whistle when men say that women are too independent these days. It's a dog whistle because they are omitting the fact that they are comparing today's women, the modern women, saying feminism and all that. They're comparing today's women to women of the past who were way more oppressed. And they are indirectly saying that they want women to be under the same conditions that women of the past were under, that caused our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties to be forced to marry men that they knew weren't ish. They knew that these men were not good, but they ended up marrying them anyway because the selection was so poor, and that was their only way to survive, to have children, and just choose the best misogynist you can. Which misogynist are you going to be okay living with? That's what men aren't calling out enough. They don't see it the way that women do. They don't see those dog whistles as inherently misogynistic as they really are. That's what these men are leaving out when they talk about women. So Rashid was just the bottom of the iceberg. There are men who are at the top of the iceberg who are not being called out, who are not being called in and told, hey, your viewpoint is ignoring a lot of history as to why women of today are who they are and how they feel, and that this is not their choice to have to live this way. And you being upset at how they are living, which is fighting back against misogyny, fighting back against men who have always said that women are less than, women need to submit when they are complete, capable individuals.
All I'm asking, please do not allow whatever this is to dictate how you feel about the rest of us.
The first thing that you learn when you take a firearms safety course is to treat every weapon like it's loaded. Most weapons you pick up aren't going to be loaded, but if you pick up a weapon you're not familiar with, treat it like it's not loaded, and then it turns out that it is, that could kill you. And that is why women say all men. Not because every man they know is a violent scumbag. Most of them probably do know men that they trust. But in a world where most violent criminals are men, most victims are women, and most rapists never see the inside of a prison cell, it would be unsafe for a woman to not walk through the world with that perspective. So what I need you to do is take a second and stop making it about you. Because it's not about how likable you are or how good most men are. It is about women being able to navigate the world that we have created safely. Food for thought.
Hey, so real quick, I want to touch on this subject real quick. Ladies, I saw y'all making certain videos that I'm not okay with. When it comes to Megamind, we was already on him. Do not do this whole thing where it's all men. The men specifically, we were already on him. It got so bad that somebody actually found his mama, messaged his mama about him. All I'm saying is almost every man that you can think of has responded to this situation in support of you, like we do every other time. We did not let what came out of his mouth.
Well, hello there. I'm going to tell you now this is going to be a long video because I watched both of his videos several times and did some research. First of all, that was a very odd video to make, especially when this situation stems from a man stating that women deserve to be SA'd. And I'll get back to that, but your statement that men were so concerned about this that y'all even went out and found his mother is complete cap. It was this YT woman who went and found his mother and messaged him, and I'll tag her in my caption. So unless you identify as a woman, that we statement was BS. You made this video and a follow-up response video defending this video because you saw women responding to this man's violence. The same man who said this, he wanted to a 1-year-old. So in a country where 1 out of every 6 women are the victims of attempted grape or successful grape, and an estimated 91% of victims of grape and SA are female and 9% male, with 99% of those perpetrators of grape and SA of women and men being male. And around the world, at least 1 woman in every 3 has been beaten, coerced into sex, or otherwise abused in her lifetime. Most often, the abuser is a member of her own family or is her partner. Only 2% of grapists are convicted and imprisoned. And almost 3 women in the U.S. every day are dying at the hands of their current partner or previous partner. And all of that femicide disproportionately affects trans women, Black women, and American Native women. So a woman is more likely to die at the hands of a man who she should be able to trust, who knows her personally. But not only that, when they do off these women, it tends to be more violent and intimate in nature. So I understand that you have a problem and it hurts your feelings when you hear women say all men, but your feelings about that do not trump our experiences. Meaning you're upset that your feelings are hurt while we're dying. It's not comparable. So you even making a video like that to address and chastise women who say all men? Because according to you, all of you men jumped on it and were defending us? While you more than likely didn't know about these statistics because you didn't take the time to look since you care so much? And then centering yourself regarding our trauma in a threat and a violent act towards us is weird. This man's video was a clear act of violence. We don't need help with that. We can recognize that just like you can recognize that. What we're dealing with is far more subtle. And to make matters worse, when you got called out on this, you made a response video.
All men, because they're not literally meaning all men, but the majority of men. And yeah, it's an issue. You wanna know what's funny when I hear you say that? You wanna know who you should use that same, mindset of thinking? White people. No, seriously, I don't know if you know that or not, but white people used to imply and implement that same tactic on people who look like me or anybody else who's indigenous. Do you know what happened when they did that? We died. I don't know if you realize it, but it is wrong to generalize an entire sex or an entire race on the acts of a few. Because once again, it causes mass genocide, murder, justification for enslavement, and dehumanization.
That was a piss poor analogy. The difference between the two is that what YT people were doing to justify their actions and what they were saying was based on lies. The other is based on statistics. So let's not conflate those issues because you can identify with one of them. But you kept going.
For instance, we just had a teacher mate with an 8th grader and then bought him a Glock for his birthday. Now, do I take that incident and say that it's all women? Or go look at the statistics and see how many women are doing it and say because it's the mass majority, then use it as a vehicle to talk down on women and the behavior of a few? No, I shouldn't because it's wrong. I should just deal with the person who caused the problem. I mean, let's keep it 100. At one point, women had a whole movement called Kill All Men. Should I then look at all women like a threat because a vast majority of them, participated in that? No, I shouldn't because it is literally wrong.
No, it's literally a lie. And she didn't mate with an 8th grader, she graped one. What she did was disgusting, and her and anyone like her, as far as I'm concerned, should face the wall, should be put down. But to say, should you go look up the statistics so you can see that it's the majority of women, is intellectually disingenuous. Because the stats prove that it is not even the majority of women. And those type of crimes towards little girls and little boys are typically perpetrated by men. And then the whole off all men movement, the vast majority of women were saying that. Please, pull your data. Let me see it. Because I guarantee you that's cap. So you are addressing this man who has done a blatant act of violence towards women, and you think that that's sufficient evidence for you to say that men are trying to protect women? Just doesn't make any logical sense to me. So when we say all men, it includes the type of thinking that you have displayed. Because if you had taken the time to understand why we say all men, then you would know that the ones who are close to us, the ones who are supposed to love us the most, are the ones the majority of time who are offing us. So if we can't trust them because our trust leads to us dying, then we damn sure ain't trusting strangers. And I believe that all of you men know at least one man who has harmed a woman, probably in y'all's friend group. And since you wanted to bring up YT people and how that behavior is similar, I suggest you go use that TikTok search bar and look up racist YT people, and you'll see some very similar arguments to your own. 10 out of 10.
Hey, so real quick, I want to touch on this subject real quick.
It's not a clout chase. I'm not calling anyone out or starting any beef. I'm doing this because there was a live discussion on this topic last night, and everyone involved brought up very valid points that I want to touch on. So King Lion, and I feel like a lot of people ignore this, but King Lion made that video specifically as a response to radical misandrists who are using the Megamind situation as an excuse to spread toxic anti-male narratives. He didn't stitch anyone because in the past he's been accused of being aggressive, misogynistic, downright hating black women simply for agreeing with them. So he denounced the message itself and left the messengers alone. He never said women's fears were invalid. He agreed that all men are capable of harming women. And before even denouncing that, he went out of his way to denounce that creator as well. Yet people are mad at him for making this video. Now, the creators debating him made an argument that I heavily agree with, and is that those people should never make you feel like the fight is not worth fighting. Guys, we all consume superhero media, which means that we're all very familiar with the concept of fighting the good fight, no matter how hard it gets or how futile it may seem. If ignorant women spewing nonsense discourages you from protecting women, then honestly, you were never really in it to protect women. I agree with that point. That's not an accusation, it's just an observation. But where the debate went left is when King Lion brought up the fact that women are very capable of harming men in their own ways, female teachers, for example, and yet men are rightfully called out for generalization of them. And it was said, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not here to argue, I'm just here to have a discussion. And it was said, and please correct me if I was wrong or I misheard, I'm here to have a discussion, I'm not here to call nobody out. But it was said that those situations are distractions and energy is better spent elsewhere. And if you claim to stand up for what's right, respectfully, that's BS. Ignorance must always be called out, even if the person spewing it happens to come from an oppressed group. When that woman was exposed for going on that anti-white tirade because her sister was dating a white man, she was called out for that. She has no power to hurt white men, but she was still called out for that because you should be. This problem does not invalidate that one. Never tell somebody who just got cheated on, at least you eat every day, because that would be a gross invalidation of their particular problem. You would never tell a boy that was just molested that it happens to women more often, so he should suck it up. And the crazy thing about that is the things that you claim are distractions are problems that stem from the patriarchy as well. But the reason, in my opinion, that so many women are unwilling to entertain that point is because we have a severe lack of positive male improvement creators. And what I mean by that is that we need more anti-Andrew Tates, more anti-Fresh and Fits. Because yeah, we'll call out an ignorant creator every time it goes viral, but how many of us actually dedicate our platforms to teaching positive male improvement to our community? How many of us are actually using our platforms to tell men that, yo, we shouldn't be calling women bitches, even amongst ourselves. You're gonna live through that rejection. Do not hurt the woman. Women don't owe you shit for being nice to them. And not only do we need more of those creators, we as men, as audiences, need to start financially supporting those creators too. You wanna know why Andrew Tate gets so much respect no matter how much nonsense comes out his mouth? Because he's rich. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of us value success over morals. And that's why I can't help but have a certain level of begrudging respect for Andrew Tate despite my disdain for him, because he's doing what all men should be doing, except he's doing it from an evil place. So all in all, what King Lion was trying to say and what I'm trying to say is that we're trying. In no way do you need to praise us for that. This is all expected of us. The creators who fight the good fight, who put in the work, shouldn't be villainized just for pointing out ignorance in your demographic. And until we're able to appreciate and understand the nuance of all these situations and offer compromises, we're just gonna keep fighting.
He was already on him. Do not do this whole thing where it's all men.
Yo, I just want to say, watch the videos for more context. But I just want to say, I'm a man, and I am more than comfortable in understanding that when women say all men, I know they're not saying all men, but even if they are saying all men, I am okay with that too. Me personally, because I know what I am and I don't need to sit here and prove to anybody anything. My actions speak for me. But not just that. Like, in my opinion, all men are guilty till proven innocent. And I do mean all men. Because, yeah, men do a lot of fucked up shit. Men, have you seen the world that we're in? This patriarchal world is, all the problems are from men. A lot of places in the world, women don't have a say-so at all. So the men are the problems for all that they have in their places that they live. Here, I could tell you, for sure, patriarchal system. Men are responsible for all the problems we got. We do. Yes. Take accountability. We got to. And women don't know who to trust. And it's not okay to try to be like, we're going after this guy. We already did that. Don't say anything about it because we're on your side. It's like, okay, that could just be for show, bro. That could just be for show because we don't know what's going down behind the scenes. Women don't know that. Women don't know what's going to happen. And this goes out to all the dudes that are like that, because there's so many dudes that do this, that are like, no, we're against it, we're against it. I'm glad you're against it, but that doesn't mean you get to be painted into a different light. It doesn't mean like you're safe because you're against him. Because what you may think is bad, but you may think something else that is also bad is good. Like, you may be against a guy who's essaying something, but you let harassment go on. Like, just because you're safe in one way doesn't mean you're safe in all ways. And women should always be mindful and protected and understanding the environments they're in. And because of men trying to gaslight and manipulate and try to control the narrative and the situation, is how there's so many women that are victims. Do you know you're not the first dude who said something like this? I'm on your side, I'm on your side. How many men out there has done that? I'm on your side, and then they ended up doing something to the woman, taking advantage of them, manipulate, SA, unalive. We don't know. There's a lot. I could tell you that. But I could tell you, women don't know who's going to be the one to do it. And they always got to be on their guard. No matter what. Any woman that is self-aware and understands the risk and everything, even if she falls in love with somebody, even if she's able to fall in love with somebody, they always know in the back of their mind something could happen. One day they switch up. Men love bomb. Men manipulate. Gaslight. They put on a mask. They show them what they think they want to see, and then behind their back it's really somebody else. There's men out there who get you to love them, and they think, oh, I'm on their side or whatever, or I love her so much, but behind her back he's talking shit about her and everything. Plus his actions aren't proving that he loves her because he's not doing the most for his woman. Like, there's so many examples to prove that we can't just go off of some dude saying, yeah, I'm on your side. You can't go off of that. Just for the example, you cannot go for every palm-colored person and say, oh, they're an ally or whatever, because they're saying things. Like, I've known personally, there was a person that I talked to in the past. She was talking to me and told me that she's for fighting against racism and transphobia and everything. And she was saying the N-word. And I'm like, we got into arguments because she got mad at me because she felt like I wasn't educated enough about what's going on in the world when she's saying the N-word. You don't know how everybody is. It's like, okay, someone who acts, they want to paint a picture and act like they're for something, but really they're not. And it's so many people like that do that out here. So you can't just fully trust someone just because. I am a man saying that you should not fully trust men. Never fully trust men. I don't trust men. So why would I tell a woman to? I never do that. Never. Doesn't matter how much you love them. Doesn't matter how much you respect them. It doesn't matter. Never fully trust. How could you? In the patriarchal system where men have power and men are in control of everything, where men get away with doing things, when women can't make videos and say all men or whatever without dudes making videos like this? You can't. You can't sit here and blindly follow the leader. I don't blindly follow anybody. I don't understand how anyone could think you could blindly follow. You can't. Don't blindly follow anyone. Don't believe everyone's word. And even, what is the saying? Believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see. Correct. That. Apply that. because that's true.
On him. Do not do this whole thing where it's all men. The men specific.
There's so many things wrong with your video, but I'm just going to start with the first one, saying that you as a decent human being are supposed to think that there's something wrong with a man that is saying that women who deny or reject nice guys deserve to be raped. Okay, so it's bare minimum shit. Like, it's literally the bare minimum for you to think that way. If you think any otherwise, you deserve to go to prison. Like, so I don't understand the celebratory gift you want for us to give to you because you and some other men defended women against this, because that is how you're meant to do if you're a basic human being with a proper functioning brain, with decency and all of that. And then you're saying that we should not come and be like, it's all men, it's all men. No, we're going to continue saying it's all men. We're going to keep assuming that for our own safety, for our own peace of mind, because we cannot be walking on the road at night and someone is behind us, a man that's like 6 feet taller than us. He's like walking behind us, and then we're like, oh, it's going to be fine, it's not all men. No, we're going to assume that he also has the same tendencies. So you can't come on the internet and be like, we should not come with our all men bullshit because all the men were defending us. You are supposed to defend us. You are supposed to do it. Like, I don't understand what flowers you want and why you want this issue to like cuddle to your feelings, because you don't want people to say that you're a rude person, you're a bad guy because you defended someone that said that all women deserve to be raped. Yeah, your tone was very, very much protecting men's reputation instead of protecting the people who are actually in danger here. And that is women and femmes. So, like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you want us to do. Do you want us to suddenly, like, wipe our memory of all the other incidents of people who have been in trouble with the men that they've trusted with their life? What about people that have gone through so much abuse with their fathers, their uncles, their best friends, their brothers, men that they trust? I don't know, just because you defended somebody that is thinking like a maniac. Okay, I'm done. I feel like, yeah, I'm done.
When it comes to Megamind, we was already on him. Do not do this whole thing.
I don't like telling anyone what to do. And it's not like I can't relate to this. Whenever I see a video with women saying, all men this, all men that, when I see a video of a woman joking about how it would be great if all men were dead, and there are a lot of them, yeah, I can get a little defensive. But here's where I've landed. I'm not going to tell you or anyone else what to do. I'm just going to tell you where I've landed. When women live in a world where they don't have justifiable concern for their physical safety from us constantly, that's when I'm going to stop them and say, hey, not all men. Because they live in a different world than us. When that's not true anymore, I'll act differently. And I would also point out, dude, before that video came down, there were hundreds of likes on it. So it wasn't almost all of us supporting women in that. Not even close.
Please do not allow whatever this is to dictate how you feel about the rest.
I should not be expected to compromise my safety for the sake of your feelings, and if you think I should, you are beyond delusional. And if you're thinking, oh, it's only this one guy, why does this reflect bad on the rest of us? Every single woman I know has met a man that thinks this way. The whole facts over feelings argument really falls apart in situations like this, doesn't it? If you can't understand why women are scared of men, you are not one of the nice guys that you think you are. This man isn't dictating how I feel about all men, it's affirming what I already know. That's not misandry, that's based on personal experiences. Please go talk to actual women about their life experiences, because I think you'll learn a lot of things and it will really open your eyes.
And we are showing you that we care, and I just want y'all to see that.
Why are you yelling at women about this? Okay, so you disavow this one guy, but the problem is that women still don't trust men? You're mad
so
because women aren't...
Stitches. Oh my goodness, like a lot of people actually came all out. When I saw that video at first, I was like, are you for real? Like, you know, you're trying to tell, I mean, like, the women should like shut up. I mean, yeah, I think you all already saw the video, because I put it up here about the man that actually said that why is it that women turn down nice men, that the women that turn down nice men deserves to be great, right? And I mean, people really were scared. I mean, some people felt unsafe, and they kept reporting the video, and the video was actually, his account was banned. And that is very commendable, because people like this should not be in some spaces with other people. I mean, like, you know, how do people come out to say something like that? And now let's talk about this. Okay, people actually ended up contacting the mother, and the mother actually said that she has spoken to the young man, that he has this nasty mindset and all that she has taken her time to speak to him and all that, but he doesn't want to listen to anybody. And she has also asked him to go for counseling, therapy and all that, but he doesn't. Like, what is she supposed to do? I mean, the young man is already 20 years, which he is old enough to know what is good and what is bad, right? So, like, you know, a lot of women, okay, now let's talk about this. A lot of people actually like that video. I don't know if you heard what I said. A lot of people actually like that video. And some of the videos he said, saying that if you think that I am going to apologize for what I said or something like that, now that he's not backing down, that whatever he says stick, right? People like that video. Who were the people liking the videos? Who? So when women say what they said, they absolutely got. They know what they are saying, and they have their reasons for saying that. Like they say, not guilty until proven guilty. Or yeah. So most of the people most women trusted were the ones that hurt them the most, and the rest of it. So for this young man to come out saying that you are not even supposed to, why are you people like making it feel like it's every other guy and all that? And why did you people go ahead to talk to the mother that you were not supposed to, like, you know, that they are gonna take care of it and the rest of it? So I think that was really a very wrong thing. And number one, also that he was not okay with it. So it was more of his feelings, I mean, being tampered with, than what the women that are coming out to speak up against it, I mean, their feelings and all that. And that was just a very poor judgment from him and all that. Him coming to say that, I mean, all the men are already on him. So meaning women should back off. Like, you were not supposed to say anything about it. You are not supposed to talk about it anymore. Let us handle it. I mean, let us handle it like the ones that has happened all this way, all these years and all this while, like you all took care of it. I mean, that was just a very horrible judgment from me, if you ask me. Yeah. This is where I am going to draw the curtain, and I am saying thank you so much for all the support, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.